your work on laser trapping and cooling. So, can you explain just how a laser can, one, be used to trap atomic particles, and two, I mean, how it can cool them? Because we're familiar with laser pointers or lasers that read CDs, or maybe we were 20 years ago, but not lasers doing this sort of thing.
Right. So atoms will scatter laser light if you have that at exactly the right color. So each atom has kind of its favorite color, and if the light is exactly that color, then the atom gets excited and then re-emits the light. And that's why we see things at different colors. That's what they're doing. Uh, and so that light actually has we talk about it as coming in little tiny chunks called photons, and each of those chunks carries a little kick with it. And so if I shine laser light on an atom and the light is bouncing off the atom, it's giving it little tiny pushes each time it has one of these photons bounce off it. So we think of it as very much like shooting ping pong balls at a bowling ball. And, because compared to it, an atom isn't very big, heavy compared to us, but compared to a photon, it is big and heavy. And so it gets just a tiny little push each time one of these particles of light bounces off it. And so if you think about, okay, you've got a bowling ball sitting there and you hit it with a bunch of ping pong balls. One ping pong ball doesn't move it very much, but if you've got a whole lot, and laser light allows us to get a whole lot of these photons, hundreds of millions per second, there's a whole bunch of little pushes. And so that's the basic force that we use to push the atom around with light. And then you have to get a lot trickier, because there's a process called the Doppler Shift. And so it means that if the light is just exactly the right color, then it will tend to have those photons bounce off it more if it's moving towards the light beam than if it moves away from the light beam. And so that means that the light beam, the atoms, no matter what direction they're moving, if you're sending light in from all different directions, no matter what direction they move, the light beam that's sort of hitting them in the face, the direction they're moving, is the one that they feel the most force from. And so that results in them kind of slowing down, because they're always having photons opposing their motion. And that slowing down, atoms, if they're slow, that means they're cold, because temperature is really just the speed at which atoms are moving. And so that's the basic process by which you shine light on atoms to slow them down. And then there's some other tricks with magnetic fields and so on that you make them want to stay in one place, and that's the atom trapping.